one last story, and this is one that I know came out a couple of days ago, but I think it'd be kind of fun to talk about because it's been in my mind for a little while. This is via The Hollywood Reporter, and apparently, the live-action Master of the Universe movie gets a theatrical release date and a director. The long-gestating live-action Master of the Universe film is finally getting a release date. Amazon MGM has dated the Mattel film for a June 5th, 2026 worldwide theatrical release. The film will follow, according to its synopsis, 10-year-old Prince Adam, who crashed on Earth in a spaceship and was separated from his magical power sword, the only link to his home on Eternia. After tracking it down almost 2 decades later, Prince Adam is whisked back across space to defend his home planet against the evil forces of Skeletor. But to defeat such a powerful villain, Prince Adam will first need to uncover the mysteries of his past and become He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Travis Knight is directed from a script by Chris Butler. Mattel Films, Robbie Brenner, skipper artist Todd Black, Jason Blumenthal, and Steve Tisch are producing, etc., etc., etc. So, first of all, I'll start off positive by saying I think Travis Knight is an excellent choice to direct this movie. For people who don't know who Travis Knight is, he previously, I know of two of his works. He did the Laika movie, Cuba and the Two Strings, which was amazing. This wonderful stop-motion animated film. It was one of the best films just in general that came out that specific year. And he's also the director of what I still think is easily the best live-action Transformers movie, which is Bumblebee, which made me go like, oh, wow, and really opened up Transformers to me. It's like, this is what these live-action films should have been the whole time. And then they proceeded to fuck it up with Rise of the Beast. So that was not him. That was not him at all. So I was like, he's a great get. He strikes me as the kind of guy that like looks at these childhood properties and says, I have a lot of respect for this. I like these characters, even if he may not know a lot about them, he learns about them, and he seems to know what a lot of fans want. So I was like, this is a good choice. The thing that worries me is just this plot synopsis. 10-year-old Prince Adam, who crashed Earth in a spaceship, was separated from his magical power sword and linked to his home on Eternia. After tracking almost 2 decades later, Prince Adam is whisked across space to defend his home planet against evil forces of Skeletor, yada, yada, yada. It's just like, why are we always going to Earth? Why are we always going to Earth? Now, of course, infamously in the, 86, 87 Masters of the Universe movie with Dolph Lundgren and Frank Langella, you had most of that movie take place on Earth. There was like maybe 5 to 10 minutes of time spent on Earth because they didn't have the budget for it. It's like He-Man's in the goddamn suburbs for most of that film. It's like, what are we doing? And I'm really hoping they don't do that. It's kind of like, it's going to be a fish out of water story. I'm just like, just have it. You know what? Now, listen, I'll be honest right here. I am not like a big He-Man fan. It's not like that I dislike it. I have not been as exposed to He-Man as other people have. Like, I've seen like clips of the original show, but I actually watched the first 2 seasons of the, I guess, rebooted series that Cartoon Network did in the early 2000s, like 2001, 2002. It was around that time, and I really liked that show. And it had a great balance of the storytelling and the character drama and the comedy and just the world building, like all that. It kind of was a little bit dark at times, and I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And then I watched a good bit of the Netflix He-Man stuff, Master Universe, and I've liked a number of those episodes that I've seen. I haven't watched all of it. I know there's like a new season or several new seasons. I haven't watched all of it, but so I have some knowledge. But the one thing I do understand is like none of this fucking shit takes place on Earth. It's like, why are we constantly going to Earth all the time? It's like, Jesus, just have it be just big dark sci-fi fantasy movie set in some faraway planet where you have this, this one side trying to, protect their people and Eternia and the universe itself, the galaxy itself from Skeletor, this crazy maniacal villain who covets power more than anything else, who's out of his goddamn mind. He's like, He-Man, who's lusted for them thick He-Man thighs. That's what people want. That's what I want. I want to lust after those thick He-Man thighs, and I don't think I can do that. When it's like, it's a fish out of water story, he's been on Earth. This kind of feels like Star-Lord to a degree. It's just in reverse, where he's mostly on Earth. It's honestly, no, excuse me. What this is, it's a lot of Superman. It's like Superman's origin story. It's like, he crash lands on Earth, he's raised by humans and shit. Even though I like that Superman, it's like, why are you doing that for He-Man? It doesn't make any goddamn sense. So that's the one thing that has me concerned. It was like based on that description, it's like, why? Why do we have to go to Earth? Because that means he's going to get like an Earth, he's going to have like a girlfriend. I just feel like that's what it's going to be set up. It's going to be a setup where we're going to have to bring all these Earth people in there. and they're gonna go to Eternia, and they're gonna be on this adventure. And I'm just like, personally, what I would love this to be kind of like a dark fantasy-esque movie, something that is very much an 80s film. Borrow from stuff like Conan the Barbarian during that time, or like the dark, like aesthetically, like the Dark Crystal, stuff like that. I think that would be really awesome. We don't really get that anymore, and I've always had a real soft spot for that aesthetic in film. And we just don't see it. And so, I don't know. I think Travis Knight I'm very mixed on this. I think Travis Knight is a great choice. I think he's a great choice to direct this. I'm like, that's the guy you want to go with. Absolutely. He proved himself, especially with, Kubo was great, but with a nostalgic 80s property of Bumblebee, it was like, oh, yeah, go for this guy. But that plot synopsis, that has me worried. But what about you guys? Do you like what you're hearing? Or are you kind of more mixed on it like me, where it's just like, I don't know about that plot synopsis, or you're just like, I don't want any of this? Let me see. What you guys are saying here. Yes. Oh, man. Let's see here. Oh, wait, what? Yeah, there you go. Nope, just nope, says Clown Freaks. Makes me, why do they always insist on like another? I don't know. I just don't fucking get it. It's like, just no. Travis Knight's great, though. He doubly, it's true. Mattel found their James Gunn. I hope so. Wait, it's going to be set on Earth? Well, at least a portion of it's going to be set on Earth. I know they did. Fools! Yeah, very much fools. So they're doing a Superman origin. Yeah, it's very Superman origin. Yeah. No, it wasn't a turn. It was a painting. It's true. It was a painting of a castle. You're right. It was a matte painting, and I love matte paintings. But you're right. It was just straight up a fucking matte painting. Oh man, how much do you want to bet that Keegan-Michael is going to be cast as Orko? I think that's a good bet. I think that's a very good bet, Travis. Oh, or excuse me, Tommy. I think you're right. I think he will be cast as Orko. Now that you said that, it's like, oh, fuck, that's who they're going to go with. And I like Keegan-Michael Key, but I'm getting to a point where it's like, all right, is he always going to play just a ridiculous, over-the-top, kind of like funny character in an animated movie? The most experience I have with this franchise, the She-Ra show. Yeah. I've watched some of that. I've watched all of it. I watched some of that. Hi, Adora. Yeah. I don't want to go to Earth. As Trailblazers. Factory audience needs an avatar from Earth. Yeah, I think that's what they're doing. I think that feels like such a studio executive thing. It's like, well, people won't get it. Get a funny get like a sidekick. Get like a funny Earth sidekick. Go, nah. They need a Chris Tucker chat. You know what the studio meant? The studio was like, we need a funny black man on Eternia to go the whole time. Maybe Chris Tucker will be available. That's exactly what that feels like. Oh man, the memes. Yeah, they'll do plenty of memes. Me too. I love 80s dark fantasy. It's so good. Just like, absolutely not. I just don't get how there's people who think the first three, at least, Revenge of the Fallen, Dark Moon, and Bear. Yeah, those people are fucking nuts. Like, usually I'm just like, agree, disagree, and, like what you like, what you dislike, what you dislike. But I'm just like, those people are just fucking wrong. All right? I'm just like, Revenge of the Fallen is just awful. I remember sitting in the theater watching the movie going, like, this is painful. This is fucking painful. And, like, the first Transformers film, like, I was like, yeah, I liked it. It wasn't anything too special or crazy, but I was like, you know what? But fucking that movie's a goddamn masterpiece next to Revenge of the Fallen. Oh, my Lord. Superman is a theme tonight. I know, you're right, GC. I've seen the Netflix He-Man, and I didn't see how any of the crazy shit translates well. Excuse me. I've seen the Netflix He-Man, and I don't see how any of the crazy shit translates well to the mouth. Exactly. To a lot of shit. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Kumaki is the male Aquafina, where he's in every anime movie nowadays, except at least he changes his voice. He does. I have to admit, he does, I think, go out of his way to change his voice. Like his Toad, I actually appreciate the fact that it was like, who is that? And it's like, oh, it's him. So he actually did a voice. I'll give him that. Need a PSN account to go to a church. No! We'll never be able to go. Oh, Lord. They're saying on Earth to make it available to people. Still stupid to do so. Agreed. Leading that crazy is exactly just like, well, it's like there's so many big science fiction, fantasy, movies that we've gotten. They're not all they're not on Earth. Like Lord of the Rings is not on Earth. Star Wars is not on Earth. Like we can go to like so many different places. And just have it just set up like this is the world. This is how people exist here. It's very easy, but I think there's just this fucking fear from a lot of executives that they're like people won't relate to it, and I think that's always plagued. It plagued the original adaptation, obviously. Dune's a perfect example. I know Earth had existed in the Dune universe at some point, but it's been fucking thousands upon thousands, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of years ago. People have forgotten about it. But it's just crazy to me. Oh man. Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, another one. Earth takes place in it, but still, Yeah, can't do product placement in Eternia. Ha, that's true. I know Dark of the Moon especially has a big cult following, but I think it's because of the Chicago battle. Is that what it is? Yeah. Oofa. Yeah, but again, with this new story, I think it's great that they got Travis Knight, but that synopsis that makes me nervous. That makes me very nervous, and I'm not sure about that. I'm hoping for the best though. Hoping the best. Maybe it's a situation where it's like, okay, the first 10% of the movie takes place on Earth and the rest is just Eternia. But I just don't like the fact that he's just separated. He's been gone for 20 years. It's like, why? Fucking why? Then he'll be, when he goes back, he's like, I don't know anything that's happening. That's what it's gonna be. So yeah, I don't know, chap.